G'day, I'm Rich Fitzpatrick. I'm an underwater cinematographer. I've worked on over 150 documentaries over the years, and I'm also a shark researcher with the Biopixel Oceans Foundation, working on lots of species, tigers, bulls, newly discovered whale shark aggregations, and lots of cool stuff.
Sounds amazing. Sounds like the best job in the world.
No, it's chasing the funding. Our students now get to do all the cool shit, and I'm spending more time just talking and getting funding and dealing with government departments.
So sitting driving a desk instead of
Yeah,
driving
I know. Joys are getting older and more responsible.
Yeah. Tell us a bit more about the shark work that you're doing and all of the tracking.
Yeah, so Biopixel Oceans Foundation, we're doing a lot of the shark tracking work in Queensland for the Queensland government. We manage the Queensland IMOS array, and that's listening stations. We've got over 320 of them from the Tweed to the tip of Cape York. And whenever a tagged animal swims within about half a kilometre of these listening stations, it records the time and the date and the ID of that animal. So we've got over 1,300 animals tagged, like tigers, bulls, hammers, some commercial fish. We get visitors from New South Wales, and this kind of technology really allows us to learn long-term movements and the secret life of these animals. Like we've got bull sharks that are tagged here off Sydney that swim all the way to Cape York and back again.
Wow.
And so we're in this magic time of where technology is allowing us to learn about these shark movements. And it's important for a few reasons. One is to work out shark stocks, what parts of the habitat, which are they going in protected or out of protected waters, and also knowing when and where sharks occur to minimise human-shark interactions as best as we can. And a lot of the research hotspots we've been working at are unfortunately where we've had a negative occurrence in Queensland, where we've had a black hole in the data set. But the government's very keen for science to be done, so then we can do management.
Okay.
So we need good science to inform management.
Okay. And where does that all sit in with the hot topic of shark nets and...
Oh, very much so. So I'm actually on the Queensland Government Shark Board, and we are looking at all alternative technologies. There's a total willingness from particularly the Queensland government, and actually most governments, to be honest, to come up with better techniques than these old systems. But the important thing is we're seeing how scientifically valid these different options are, and then trialling them and doing science on the trials to see.
Yeah.
And so at the moment, a bit of the hiccup is where we want to do some of the trials to change nets and drum lines is that the local government in those areas, not that there's a shark issue there, they just don't want us doing stuff there that it may have a perceived that we do have a shark issue in that area. So they're all like, that's awesome, just don't do it here. Do it down in the next council. But we are looking at all these technologies. There's no one silver bullet. We have so much variability in Australia in our ocean environment. You've got surf beaches, North Queensland, we've got calm beaches, but low water viz. So drones aren't the be and all for everywhere. They are great in some locations. Some of the different barrier technology is really interesting, but then you've got fouling issues, maintenance issues, high cost issues. But these are all the things we're throwing science at. We've been testing the shark repellents and seeing how effective they are. So we did a big project with Charlie Houveniers from Flinders Uni. He was doing great whites. We did bulls and tiger sharks together up north. They kind of work now and then, but they're not 100% effective.
Yeah.
So the best shark deterrent is knowledge.
Yes.
So know when and where these animals are occurring. Is there a high risk thing happening around us in terms of light, water visibility, food aggregations, and making an informed decision. But the more knowledge we can give people, the better people can make informed decisions.
Yeah.
Can't manage the sharks, we've got to manage people.
Exactly. And you hit the nail on the head there. It's that knowledge that people are possibly lacking on when it's wise to get in the water and when it's not.
Totally, exactly.
Have you heard of Shark Stop wetsuits?
Yes, that's the new one with, what's it made out of? So Charlie's been doing some bite tests on them.
Yes.
And I think particularly having those panels around the femoral arteries and all that kind of stuff, because it's not overly flexible material, but those high risk areas, particularly for people spearfishing. A big issue we face in Queensland and indeed all around Australia, and you hear it from spearos and fishermen all the time, they're like, as soon as you fire a gun off, the sharks are on you, because they know that sound is associated with an easy meal.
Yeah.
And that's a very high risk scenario. And ironically, because we've got the best marine park structure in the world, we have good shark stocks in a lot of areas. The sharks are so lazy and smart. They know, the fishing's, they're always going there. I'm going to go there for an easy meal.
Yeah, yeah,
But the problem with that too is these bag limits we have in place. In Queensland, you can have 7 coral trout a day. But if you have to land 50 or try and get 50 up to get your 7 because of the taxman grabbing them, you've actually killed 50, not your 7.
yes.
And this is a major issue in fisheries management, this shark depredation that's
Yeah.
happening. So we're doing a lot of research on that as well.
Because spearing's massive in Australia, isn't it?
It is massive. And to be honest, part of my job is often, if there's an incident, I'll have to go and get the data, even go to autopsies.
Yeah,
And my advice, if you're a Spiro, make sure you got tourniquets with you the whole time. Always be prepared for the worst scenario.
Yeah.
And hope you never use it.
yeah,
And I've seen a lot of cases that if they had that equipment there, it would have been a different outcome.
for sure. It's been a pleasure talking to you. One final request is that I'd just like to ask you to let people know that aren't divers or free divers what it feels like to you or for you to be underwater and enjoying the blue.
It's like being in an alien world. You can move in 3 dimensions, see all these aliens around you. And we've just done this amazing research program on whale sharks in the far north of the Great Barrier Reef, which are the friendliest animals in the world.
Yeah.
You got this 8-meter animal that's literally touching you and wants to interact with you. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. And you can do it all on snorkel. You don't need all this other gear on you either. We have to leave them.
Yeah.
They don't leave us. It's just magic. And we have them satellite tagged. You can follow them live at the moment on our website, biotracker.tv.
Awesome, sounds brilliant. Let's forget the show, get on a plane and go and see some whale sharks, eh?
Come along.
Cheers, Rich.
Love to meet you.
You too.